It's time for some October predictions. That's what I do today. Hello, everybody. I'm Tina Chaudhary. Welcome to my channel and a very, very warm namaste. Aham Brahmasmi. So here we go. The first thing I always do in my monthly prediction video is wish a happy birthday to all the people that have birthdays in this upcoming month. So everybody that has birthdays in October, I want to wish you a very, very happy birthday. May you always stay blessed, and may this new year give you all the, everything that you've always wanted. May you see success, happiness, and lots of love in your life. May all your wishes be granted. But a special birthday wish that they asked me to mention them is for happy birthday Kashyap, happy birthday Jeremy Ferrer, and a very happy birthday to Seng Mong Seng. You wanted me to wish you on my channel, so here you go. I'm wishing you a very happy birthday, and of course to the rest of the people that have October birthdays. If you want me to wish you in my next month video for your November birthdays, put it in your comments and I'll wish you as well. So again, happy birthday to all my viewers that have birthdays in October. And just a reminder, my predictions are always based on Vedic astrology calculations and on your ascendant or your rising sign or your lagna. That's what the first house is called. They're always based on that. And if you don't know what it is, your own, based on your Vedic astrology, I always have a link to a website in my description box where you can click it, you can enter your birth details, and it pulls up a chart and it tells you exactly what your ascendant is, and it also shows you all your other planetary placements. So make sure you always listen to the right section of my predictions. No point listening to the wrong section. Before I move on to talk about October, let me remind you, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe. And if you liked the video after you've watched it, please do share it with friends and family, and don't forget to give me a like. Let's talk about the planetary placements and transits for October. It's going to be a very, very busy month. I promise you, every planet has decided to do something. So on the 1st of October, Venus is going to move into the zodiac of Leo. Venus has been very troubled. It's been very busy for the last 2 months. It had already come into Leo previously from Cancer. There's a Gandant or a karmic zone that exists between the zodiacs of Cancer and Leo. So it crossed that Gandant zone, then it went into retrograde, went back into Cancer, then it had to cross the Gandant zone again, which it's going to do at the end of September. And finally on October 1st, it's going to come into Leo and stay in Leo and then move forward. So finally, we're going to see some relief from Venus. Venus has been so troubled in the last 2 months, so we've probably seen some impact of the troubled Venus, meaning in our relationships, in our how we handle our finances and money. Those are the two things Venus represents. We've all been very challenged probably within our relationships. Things probably haven't gone well for a lot of us in our relationships, depending on if we were impacted, in the dashas, antardashas of Venus. Also, now that Venus goes direct, there's going to be some understanding of how we have to handle these relationships. If there was confusion before, or if there was karmic breakages that happened in our relationships, some of us may have had very painful breakages in our relationships, separations in our relationships at this time as well. Now there's going to be some clarity and some relief that we see starting October 1st. The other thing that's happening on October 1st is Mercury is going to move to Virgo. And then also Mercury is going to have 2 planetary transits. So then on October 18th, it quickly moves from Virgo into Libra. The second thing that happens, or the third thing that happens, is on October 3rd, Mars is going to go from Virgo into Libra. And then the fourth thing that happens is the Sun, that always has a transit in the middle of the month, on October 17th, it's going to go from Virgo, it's going to go into Libra. And then the other thing that's going to happen, which is going to be on October 30th, is Rahu and Ketu, who have been in Aries and Libra respectively, are going to transit out of there. So Ketu goes in backwards, it's going to go into Virgo, and Rahu moves backwards and it's going to go from Aries to Pisces. Rahu Ketu, always move backwards. I will make a video on that. But now some of us, we believe that depends on which Rahu Ketu position you want to take into account. So some astrologers take the true node positions. If you take the true node positions of when Rahu Ketu makes that transit, that's going to be November 28th. If you want to just take the mean node position, that's going to be on October 30th. What do I think? I think that impact starts when the mean node position, is transit. So I think that we're going to feel the sense of the Rahu Ketu transit after October 30th. We're going to start sensing it. But actual events or the actual transit, I use the true node position, which is November 28th. But I wouldn't put it past us that I've always noticed that the events may start to happen. Some of us may feel the events happen after October 30th. So I kind of, in some charts, I've seen it where the true node position events, it waits, but sometimes I've seen both. So I'm kind of divided between that. So certainly I just use both the dates, sometimes depend upon the chart. So definitely October 30th, we can start to feel the sense of the Rahu Ketu transit. I will make a video on the Rahu Ketu transit, so you need to wait for that, and then we'll talk about the backward movement, the retrograde movements of Rahu Ketu's transit. They deserve their own videos, so we'll talk about that. The other two very, very important things that are going to happen in October is going to be two eclipses. October 14th is a solar eclipse, and October 28th is a lunar eclipse. Two eclipses. Now, how many more things can happen in October? I don't know, but I think that's pretty much enough to give us a lot of impact in October from the planets. Everybody's done something. Everybody's definitely going to give us impacts. Now, have you noticed that all these planets are impacting the sign of either they're already in Virgo or they're going to go into Libra, or those are the two signs I kept repeating, right? So definitely those are the two zodiacs that are going to be very, very heavily impacted. Depends on your ascendant and where your the zodiacs of Virgo and Libra fall into. We'll talk about that when I do the predictions. You'll know where they fall and which are the definite, the impacts that you can expect to happen. But definitely, if you have planets in those signs in your birth chart, definitely you can expect some of those planets to get activated. The other two nakshatras that are getting very heavily impacted by these planetary transits are going to be the nakshatras of Hasta and Chitra. Well, Ketu's already been in Chitra. I made a video on that. If you want to watch it, if you missed that, certainly watch that now. And then the other nakshatra that's heavily impacted is Hasta. So if you have any planets in those two nakshatras in your birth chart, serious activation is going on, guys. There's lots of planets that are going to touch those nakshatras. So if we have planets in Virgo, Libra, or planets in the nakshatras of Chitra and Hasta, serious activation is going to go on now, and you may sense that impact. You may feel that impact now. And as I mentioned in my last video for the September predictions, I mentioned that this is the start of the auspicious season for the Hindus or people that follow the Sanatan faith. So last in September we had a couple of auspicious events, but the Hindus now also have one of the major Hindu religious festivals or holidays coming up on October 23rd. They're going to celebrate the festival of Dasera. So I'm going to wish all of you that celebrate that festival a very, very happy Dasera. Aries for October. Aries, your ascendant Lord Mars will move to your 7th house on October 3rd, and now the focus will be on your marriage and spouse. It could also be on your business partners if you are a business owner. And also the 7th house represents public image and your public relationships. So you may have previously experienced some challenges in your relationships at work with colleagues as well as seniors due to communication issues. And so here comes a month where it's possible to repair those relationships now. This is a positive month as far as relationships is concerned with coworkers and in the workplace. Go out of your way to communicate in a pleasant and professional manner, especially after mid-month. Avoid any conflict at work and in the home. There may still be a tendency to be a little combative and egoistic in your ideas and thoughts due to the Mars and Sun conjunction, but that can be damaging. So give in to others and repair relationships. Do everything you can to avoid that behavior. As far as career is concerned, the hard work is going to continue. Your professional satisfaction may be moderate, and so you may start to get concerned about the delays in the recognition and the rewards that you feel are due to you. My guidance to you is to focus on your work performance, your targets, and your attitude, and above all, your work accuracy. That may be challenged this month, so make sure you focus very hard on your work accuracy as opposed to what you're getting in return for your work performance. One of the very favorable impacts of the sixth house sun placement is that you could actually be very successful in any competitive type of activity, such as job interviews, competitive tests that you take, or actually if you're a business owner, then you can beat the competition, very successfully at this time. So if you're thinking of changing your job, you could schedule some job interviews, especially in the first half of the month, and you could probably be very successful in that. Now, financial progress is much improved this month, so be very careful about your spending, because if you get good financial returns, you may start spending a lot, and then it's possible for you to get into a debt situation. Your sixth house of loans is very active, but in fact, if you have prior loans, there's a good chance that you could also pay them off because of good financial returns this month. In fact, if you're in a situation where you wanted to take out any loans for any purposes, now's a good time. They get approved, so it's a good time to apply and get those loans at this time. So watch out for high spending this month. Business owners, this is a positive month in terms of profits. Love is a very positive factor this month that can be especially for single people looking for love, or those people that are in love relationships already. Some of you may actually make a permanent commitment as well, like getting married or engaged. So wonderful month as far as love relationships is concerned, because the fifth house, Venus being in there. Children can be a source of joy, and you enjoy some very good time with them. Enjoy positive relationships with children. Your children may do very well as well. And more good news coming your way as far as health is concerned. So health remains very good, very positive. In fact, if you had some nagging health issues bothering you in a prior month, the Sun and the Mars in the sixth house gives you very good recovery energy. Enjoy this positive month that's coming your way. Taurus for October. Taurus, your ascendant ruler Venus is in a much improved situation now. It has gone through some challenges of retrograde, then having to cross the Gandant zone between Leo and Cancer twice. Now here comes relief in that Taurus will actually start to sense a more positive feeling emotionally as well as mentally, and it might clear up the confusions that were clouding your mind. As far as career is concerned, Saturn is retrograde in your 10th house of career. But now Venus, your ascendant ruler, aspects it. So good things may start to develop in your career. Matters that got delayed in your career that you may have been waiting for many months now, you can expect some good movement in those. Some Taurians may start new jobs. If you're looking for a job, it's actually a good time for that. I have put out a remedy in my last video. If you are looking for a job or you're looking for a new job, you can actually start doing this remedy. It's a wonderful time for you to do that. You may actually start to feel a sense of happiness in your job or career. It's continuing to be a positive time for any people that are engaged in their career with foreign affiliations or anything to do with overseas companies or careers related to that. So as long as Jupiter and Rahu are staying in your 12th house, anything that you do with foreign companies and overseas, it's still very positive indication for that. On the flip side, since Rahu and Jupiter are in the 12th house, your expenses are going to stay high or continuing to stay high. You may be tempted to spend this month, especially on home-related items. Even home renovations or purchasing real estate may be very tempting to do if you haven't done that already. But this month, it's going to be especially high, where your temptation to do that is going to be high. Now, it's okay to do that as long as you're very careful about your loan or your debt situation. And the reason I say that is because there's 3 planets that move into your 6th house along with Ketu after mid-month. So your spending is going to go very high. Just I mean, as long as you can afford it, that's fine. Just think through things very carefully as far as spending is concerned. Now, as far as relationships are concerned, this is something you will need to take care of this month. First, for the married Taurus, your spouse may not be feeling well, especially in the second half of the month. So just make sure you take good care of that. And there could be some expenses related to health expenses that happen this month. It could be yours. It could also be your spouse's. This is a month where you may be prone to getting into arguments with your family members over financial matters. So take care of your behavior and communication with everyone. Don't let your ego get in the way of how you treat your spouse and your family, including your extended family. Health, you need to take care of your eating habits. Otherwise, you may have some digestive issues, but nothing to worry about at all, especially after the second half of the month when a bunch of planets moves into your 6th house and gives you lots of good healing energy. Gemini, for October. Gemini, your ascendant ruler, Mercury, has 2 transits this month, which means a very changeable, fast-moving month for you. It will be activating your 4th and 5th houses. Now, the 4th house is about your domestic happiness, mental peace, and the 5th house is all about the things in life that give us happiness, like our children, our love life, our hobbies, our creativity, and also education. So this is a month where you actually be very focused on finally finding peace and happiness at home with your children, in your love life. This is a positive month in terms of relief and recovery in your health as well. So this is a month where you may finally find some happiness after months of feeling a little down and depressed. Here comes a month that makes you feel very content and quite happy in whatever situation that you're currently in. As far as career is concerned, a very positive month in terms of getting you due recognition and rewards for the past hard work that you have been putting in. It's a month to grow your professional network as well as be seen socially. The 11th house is being aspected by the 5th house. So if you need any help or assistance from others in whatever it is that you do, especially for your career purposes, this is the time to ask them. If you need help or assistance in how to handle your finances and getting some good advice from experts, what a perfect month to do that as well. Now, some Geminis may also get a new job if you were looking for it. If you were looking for some growth in your career, the most favorable thing that you can do is to add an extra zing of creativity in your work. New ideas and innovations may just be popping up in your head and mind all the time because your 5th house is going to be so activated. So use this time very wisely in several different ways. Connect with coworkers and superiors. Think of new ways of how you can improve your life and your happiness as well as your career. Don't let this month go to waste. Financially, this is a super favorable month. The 11th house of gains gets activated by several planets from the 5th house. So it's a good time to do some investments as well. Of course, the best thing you can do is use very good guidance and wisdom. It would be a good idea to get expert guidance. Don't forget, Jupiter is Guru and it is in the 11th house of gains and material wishes, indicating getting help from experts. Also, if you're the spiritual kind of person, saying some mantras, following your guru, getting some good advice in as far as all things that relate to material desires and wishes would be a wonderful thing to do. Doing mantra practice at this time is also wonderful because the 5th house denotes mantras and the 11th house denotes getting your wishes and desires fulfilled. Now, as far as health is concerned, I already mentioned it's a great month for recovery. A very favorable month for love life. If you're single looking for someone, this is an incredible time. One of the things you could do is ask others to help out with connecting with people if you're looking for love. Relationships with children and all family members will be very positive. This is a wonderful month for Geminis in so many different ways. Enjoy it. Cancer for October. Cancer, this month your third and fourth houses are going to get highly activated. The third signifies siblings, short distance travels, your confidence and courage, and your communication, as well as taking initiatives and starting new things. And the fourth represents your mental peace, domestic happiness. So when both get activated by Mercury, this could actually represent either relocation or very high expenses related to renovation of your home, because Mercury rules your house of expense. Some Cancers might also have real estate transactions as well, and these could be either due to relocation related to your job or career, or simple renovation related matters, like I said. Some of you may also have to travel for either your career or just short distance travels. Speaking of career, Saturn continues to be retrograde in your 8th house, which means that the Cancer's job situation is tricky, as well as the fact that the workload is high. It has been for a very long time, for several months. My guidance to those that are striving for growth in their career at this time is to follow a very disciplined and structured approach at work. Don't make too many waves in your workplace, and just simply focus on getting the job done and get it done accurately. For those of you that were looking for a new job, this is a very positive month for that. You may get it this month, but in case you still don't, the last video I made had a remedy for finding a new job. You can certainly watch the video and start the remedy now. It's a very favorable time for you to watch it due to the sun's placement, and so that might get you a new job as well. Financially, this is a favorable time for you because of the placement of Venus in the second house. Some of you may be able to either get raises or increments in your salaries, or actually find jobs if you were looking for jobs, like I mentioned before. If you were looking for a settlement, financial settlement of the unearned type, which is insurance settlements or inheritance settlements, this might be the month that you get that. So this is a favorable month in terms of financial returns as well. The other aspect of finances is expenses. So there is the possibility of there could be a home or real estate related expenses. Also, my guidance is for you to think carefully before making large purchases, due to the fact that there could be more money wasted than well spent. So think carefully before you make these purchases or you spend the money. The good news is that there could be gains from real estate matters at this time. So whatever money you do spend on the home or on real estate, it could give you some long-term gains attached to that. As far as health is concerned, some of you may experience some toothaches, maybe eye-related problems, but certainly nothing to be concerned about, just a few naggy problems that will actually don't last very long and you heal very quickly. Just wanted to mention it. Now, my main guidance to Cancer is regarding their family relationships. Mars and Sun, after the second half of the month, may give you a bit of an ego or a domineering behavior, along with matching communication style, because they're going to be in the third house. So you will need to control that. There could be some disagreements with your spouse on financial issues as well, or matters relating to even family members. So try to manage that so it doesn't get out of control. Leo, for October. Leo, your ascendant ruler Sun is going to activate your second and your third house this month. The second house represents finance, family, food, and speech. And also the third house represents siblings and travel. So focus is definitely going to be on relationships and your handling of finances. There's a very favorable placement this month, and that is Venus. It's the planet that rules our relationships. It also rules our finance. It's going to be placed in your ascendant house, and it's getting the aspect of Jupiter from the 9th house. Now that can only mean very favorable results in terms of your own aura, energy, and the general feeling of satisfaction and happiness. So generally, this is a month where you may feel a sense of satisfaction, happiness, and positive about all the things in your life. As far as your career is concerned, this is a favorable month in terms of receiving positive outcomes in your career, including good financial benefits. There is chances of a promotion or raises or increments in your salary. If you were unemployed and you were looking for a job, then this might be the month you get it. Business owners, this could be a profitable month for you as well. In fact, some Leos may start new ventures and projects as well because of the activation of the third house. There's an indication of travel for Leos as well, and some of the Leos, you may be traveling for work-related matters. As far as finance is concerned, I've already mentioned that it's a favorable month. Just an added guidance is that it's also favorable for adding to your savings. So make sure that if you do have financial gains, that you add to your savings instead of spending all of it. This is, like I said, very favorable in the second house. Second house indicates savings. So make sure that whatever it is that you can do, you can add to your savings. You'll be thankful for it later. As far as relationships is concerned, Saturn continues to be retrograde in the 7th house of marriage. So your marriage may not have been particularly exciting in the past few months, but this month, because of the aspect of Venus from the 1st house, you may enjoy it a little more because there could be some enjoyable time spent with your spouse. So make sure you enjoy this wonderful month that's coming your way as far as romance and exciting times with your spouse is concerned. Now, because Jupiter is aspecting your 5th house as well, which is the 5th house, a house of love, love life, children, and education as well. Those Leos that are not married can also expect to have a pretty good love life this month. If you're single looking for love, this might be a good month for that as well. Reach into your friends and family, ask them to help you out, and you may find somebody. Relationship with children is very pleasant this month as well. Like I said, Venus is in your ascendant house. You're feeling quite loving this month, and relationships are going to be on your mind. So you're going to do whatever it is to reach out to family members, reach out to everybody, your loved ones, and try to spend time with them. That's going to be a big focus for you this month. You may spend a lot of time with them this month as well. Now, I do have one quick guidance for all Leos is to watch your communication. Don't get too demanding or bossy. The Mars and Sun combination in the 2nd house of speech and 3rd house of communication may give you a communication style that may be bossy or domineering. So stay humble and pleasant with all your family members, with your siblings, anybody that you come in contact with this month, and enjoy this month because this month does promise to be a very, very positive month. Don't ruin it by your communication style, by being bossy or too demanding of others. Virgo for October. Virgo, your ascendant ruler Mercury will be in your own ascendant house for some time and then transit to the 2nd house. Also, there are going to be 2 other planets, Mars and Sun, with Mercury for some time. This indicates that this is a month of self-effort, getting a lot of work accomplished, focusing on your career, and most importantly, you will have lots of energy to be able to accomplish everything you need to or attempt to do. No, this month is not a lazy or lethargic month. It is a hyperactive month to get a lot accomplished. As far as your career is concerned, this month the career options open up with new possibilities, new options, and new opportunities. These could bring you a lot of career satisfaction in the long run as well, so explore them with an open mind. This is a month of career luck, so you will pursue your profession with a good sense of passion, commitment, and enthusiasm. Just make sure to plan your work well and complete it accordingly, and you will see good success. Financially, it's a very positive month in terms of gains. Your prior hard work will result in good monetary benefits. Some of you may even see rise in income from your career. Now, on the other hand, your expenses seem to be increasing as well. Reason for that is because Venus is in the 12th house of expenses and losses, and so you may need to spend money on family related expenses. So this is for the same reason you should also be very careful about your investments and any financial planning that you do during this time. There is an indication of losses this month. As far as health is concerned this month, it's much improved this month compared to prior months, especially after the second half of the month. You will have really good immunity this month, and if you were experiencing minor aches and pains in your body previously, you may feel relieved from that pain, especially because due to the position of Mars in the second house aspecting the fifth house, you may actually have a sense of relief from that pain. Talking of relationships, Venus is in the 12th house and it kind of disturbs relationships this month. Not in a bad way, but you may actually just feel a sense of loneliness during this month in as far as love life or people, relationships with loved ones is concerned. You may feel a sense of abandonment, like I said, or loneliness. But I don't want you to worry too much about it because this is a very, very temporary feeling. And it could also just be due to traveling or work schedules of yours or your partners or your loved ones. And as soon as Venus transits out of there next month, this feeling could just go away. This is a month where you want to be solitary for a little while. In fact, this month suggests some spiritual growth on your part because of the fact that Venus is in the 12th house. Venus represents spiritual growth for Virgos. So spend some time with yourself, finding inner peace, maybe finding things to do at a spiritual level, and that will make you feel very peaceful and rested. This is a favorable month for Virgos in as far as career is concerned and as far as achievements is concerned. But on the flip side, this is also a very favorable month for Virgos to introspect within themselves and think about what makes them truly happy within themselves. What are the spiritual things they can do to find inner joy and inner peace? What are some of the spiritual things that they can pursue? Is it doing yoga? Is it doing mantra practice? Or is it just connecting with the divine that can give them inner peace and joy? This is the perfect month for Virgos for that as well. Libra, for October. Libra, your ascendant ruler Venus has in the last few months been very troubled in your 10th house of career. So Libras may have been experiencing a sense of confusion or dissatisfaction in their professional life up to now. And now here comes a month where Venus transits to the 11th house of wish fulfillment and material gain. There will be 3 planets, Sun, Mars, and Mercury, that activates your 12th house as well as your ascendant house this month. So this month can definitely promise a few things. That is a lot of effort on your part, a lot of family obligations that will need to be met. And moreover, your entire focus will now be on your finances and how you can or what you can do better to manage your financial situation, increase your income. And the reason for that may be that your expenses lately have been extremely high. Libra may have been feeling a lot of pressure from a financial standpoint in the last several months. This is going to be a month where it's going to be financially very favorable for you. So one of the favorable impacts is that this month you can expect to get good gains from your investments. It's also a good time to do some financial planning. There's also a chance that if there was any financial benefits that you were waiting for, settlements from the government, or any unearned income such as insurance, lawsuits, or inheritance, that this is the month that you get them. Overall, this is financially favorable month where you can see some good gains, financial returns, and benefits. As far as career is concerned, this is also a positive month. Don't forget, your ascendant ruler is in the 11th house of material gains and wish fulfillment. So some Libras may get good results in their career as well. Some may even get new jobs if that's what you were looking for. But more importantly, my guidance is that you need to pay close attention to your work accuracy. Otherwise, you could make some mistakes due to the ongoing work pressures that you have been facing. Business owners may also get good profitability in their business. Overall, it's a positive month as far as financial and career prospects are concerned. Do everything you can at your work to stay positive, to work hard so that you are going to get noticed by your seniors, and if there was any benefits that you were hopeful of receiving, you can be in line and receive those. As far as relationships are concerned, Venus in the 11th house can give actually very favorable impacts on your relationships in general. But more importantly, this most favorable is for single Libras. Their love life could be very happy. And those that are looking for love, the single people, this is an excellent time to find love. If you have children, you will enjoy some pleasant time with them as well. They will actually do very well as well. So the children will do well as well. And some Libras will be getting married this month. Now, for the single people, I do have a suggestion that if you're looking for somebody, it might not be a bad idea to reach into your social network, professional network, and ask for some assistance in finding somebody for you. You may find that somebody might actually help you out in that area because of the 11th house being activated. The 11th house represents our professional circle, our social network as well. Now, I did say that it is a financially favorable month for you, but I do have one caution. Because of the activation of the 12th house, you can have possibly high expenses. So be very careful about how you use your money or spend your money, because the chances of high expenses are there. As far as health is concerned, actually it's not a concern this month. Your ascendant ruler Venus gives you amazing confidence, good health, and a sense of great recovery. So this is a good month. Libra, enjoy it. Scorpio, for October. Scorpio, your ascendant ruler Mars goes from the 11th to the 12th house this month. The 11th house represents material gains and wish fulfillment, but the 12th house represents just the opposite things, that's expenses and losses. So this month is one where you could have gains, material gains this month that could quickly turn into expenses or losses by the time the month ends. So this is a month where you need to watch your finances very carefully, and because some unplanned expenses could deplete your finances, or you could end up with some losses before the month is over. As far as career is concerned, it's a tricky one as well. You may have some lack of concentration on your tasks and even start to make errors at work. Some of you may feel a sense of dissatisfaction in your job or career and feel the need to make some changes in your profession. There could even be the inability to get along with coworkers and superiors. And due to all these factors, some Scorpios may make changes in their jobs, professions, or initiating making these changes in their jobs. My guidance to you is don't make any impulsive changes. Think through things before you make these changes. And just because something comes along, an opportunity comes along, doesn't mean you have to take it. You have to think through things very carefully. As far as finance is concerned, I've already mentioned that the high expenses that could get out of control very fast. But I also need to give you some caution that you need to be extra careful about making financial commitments. These could create a loan or a debt situation in the future that may create a problem in the future for you. So some of these high expenses could actually be related to spending on health matters of family members as well, especially parents if they're ailing at this time. As far as relationship for Scorpio is concerned, Venus is in the 10th house and there's a lot of planets in the 12th house. So this month may present some challenging situations in your love relationships. And this could be due to ego issues. It could also be due to the fact that Saturn has been in the 4th house for Scorpio, and so that's given some mental stress and lack of mental happiness to Scorpios for the last several months. And now that there's so many planets in the 12th house, the 12th house represents isolation and the feeling of being by yourself. So the fact that there's so many planets in the 12th house, you may feel a sense of loneliness within your relationships. There may not be a valid reason for that, but that's just the sense that you'll get. So my guidance to you is to manage your ego first of all, and then make sure that you make mutual adjustments to keep your relationships healthy. As far as this sense of loneliness, if you do sense that, the best thing for you to do is, to help yourself via spiritual matters. You can either do some yoga or work out, because that's one of the best things to help the energy of the 12th house, is to do physical exercise or do light yoga if you can't do heavy workouts. Or you can do some mantra practice as well. Meditation helps a lot when the 12th house is activated. So those are some of the things that you can do if you're experiencing a lot of mental stress. One of the side effects of all these planetary placements going to be your health. You may be troubled by stress headaches, or as well as some digestive issues. And some Scorpios may actually experience aches and pains in their legs. So I would just tell you to not worry as much. Try to manage your mental stress and tension more than anything else, because this is just the general impact of a 4th house Saturn. So take good care of yourself this month. Take good care of your parents' health and manage your finances well. Yes, for October. Sagittarius, your ascendant ruler Jupiter is retrograde in the 5th house, and this month it receives aspect of three planets, Mars, Sun, and Mercury, from the 11th house. Now, the 11th house signifies material gains and desire fulfillment, and the 5th house represents all those things in our life that give us happiness, like our love life, children, education, creativity, hobbies, and even investment planning and also mantra practice. Now, this indicates that this month might be favorable in terms of financial progress, professional advancement, and even spiritual growth if that's what you desire. As far as career is concerned, it's a favorable month in terms of fulfilling your professional desires. You may be tasked to prove your skills at work, and you may be rewarded and recognized if in fact you show that you can do a good job at work. There are good chances of getting promoted this month. This is a month to be seen and to make yourself presentable and known in your professional network. The 11th house is also the house of social network and professional network. So make sure you're presentable, you make yourself known, you reach out and you grow your professional network. This is going to get you a lot of good desired results in the long term. If you require any help or assistance from your personal group of friends or professional contacts in helping you grow within your business or advancing professionally, reach out to some of these people and ask for the help. You may get a very positive response at this time. Business owners will also do very well this month, especially if you're engaged with any entities that are considered foreign entities, foreign companies, or overseas, or that are engaged in doing any business that relates to foreign entities or foreign companies. As far as financially, this is considered a very promising time as well. It's a favorable time to handle your investments and do some financial planning. Get expert advice on this, and if would prove quite beneficial. The 5th house relates to thinking intelligently regarding financial matters, and the 11th house is material gains. So this is a very good time to do financial planning and investments, but you have to think very hard and make sure you're very intelligent about it. You can get good expert advice, and so that's a very beneficial time to do that. As far as health is concerned, it's very good this month. Generally, a 5th house, Jupiter, gives very good energy, a positive aura, and the ability to recover from any health issues. So no worries on health. In fact, if you had any issues, which I don't think Sagittarius has had any health issues, if you did, very good time to recover from this. Love life is actually exceptional. What is bad with Sagittarius? Nothing. Love life is exceptional. Single people may have a good chance of finding someone, and some Sagittarians might actually be getting married or at least getting committed in a permanent relationship or getting engaged this month. If you have children, you may enjoy a very, very good positive relationship with your children this month. This is a month where you're going to engage in a lot of fun activities with social contacts and with all your relationships and have a fun time with them. So Sagittarius, this is a positive month. Have fun. Capricorn, for October. Capricorn, your ascendant ruler Saturn is staying retrograde in the 2nd house, which indicates you're continuing to focus on family responsibilities and finance. There could also be a feeling of insecurity about the future. This month, there's a lot of activation of the 9th and 10th houses. The 9th house denotes luck, dharma, father, and blessings of our ancestors. The 10th house is the house of career. So as far as career is concerned, Capricorn may start to sense a positive shift in their career. There could actually be some transformation or major change that occurs in your career for some Capricorns as well. Some could have opportunities to relocate or move overseas for their job. Overall, there could be some very positive outcomes for Capricorn in their career by the end of the month, which could include promotions or actually financial rewards as well. Great career month, Capricorn. Financially, it's an up and down month. Some Capricorns may see some financial improvement or gains due to their career doing well. But at the same time, there's the possibility of high expenses this month. So it's going to be a tricky month to manage your expenses and income this month. Now, as far as health is concerned, there's nothing to be really concerned about, but since Venus does aspect Saturn from the 8th house, there could be the possibility of either toothaches, inflammation, or even eye-related infections or inflammation. Now, I've said this previously that a second house Saturn kind of disrupts the schedule of how you eat your meals. Plus, there's a tendency to eat or consume a lot of salt or processed foods. So this is something that could give you digestive issues this month. The trick or the key is to eat fresh food and also to eat your food or your meals on time, and you can actually get rid of this digestive issues. In fact, if you are experiencing some of those. As far as relationships is concerned, my guidance is to be more flexible and understanding of others, or you may end up with more arguments than you want. And the key is your communication. Now, Mercury is very well placed this month, which means that you may have very good communication skills this month. You may be able to say the right thing at the right time to the right person, so to get your point across. So I would recommend that if you're not getting along with your relationships, any relationships, that you talk it out with that person and understand them through communication and explain your own position. And that will actually alleviate any hot-headed discussions or arguments that may ensue if you don't do that. Relationship with siblings is going to be much improved during this time as well. So overall, this month is a much more improved one compared to the last few months that Capricorn has been experiencing. You know, some good, just a couple of guidance is to watch your expenses and actually manage your relationships through your positive communication that you're going to experience this month. Aquarius for October. Aquarius. So I know that Aquarius has had a challenging prediction last month. So this month there's some good news for Aquarius. So let's start with the good news. First, Mars and Mercury will transit out of the challenging 8th house that was giving you some of the challenges to your health and your career. Only the Sun will remain until mid-month in the 8th house. So this will actually help you in recovering from past health issues. Now, how? You will be able to do very good research on your health concerns and also be able to find out how you can recover and get the appropriate treatment for it. The 8th house represents research. So make sure that if you're suffering from any health issues, find out about it, research about it, and get the appropriate treatment for it. It's an excellent time for that. Now, Mars gives you a lot of good energy and courage to be able to help you in your recovery process as well. So this is a perfect time for that. Some Aquarius may have had aches and pains in their back and their neck and legs. And so this aspect of Mars now will give you some very good relief from that as well. The Sun gives you great vitality, and then Mercury supports it. So Aquarius can expect some good recovery from their health issues that they were experiencing, mainly aches and pains. Some Aquarius may go on trips. They could be short distance, long distance, or even foreign travels, but some may even go on trips for educational purposes, or even trips for religious or spiritual purposes are possible. Speaking of your career, Mars is your career lord, and then it moves into your 9th house pretty early on in the month. So that's very encouraging as far as career luck is concerned. You can receive good benefits in your career, including promotions that you were waiting for. And also luck means being at the right place at the right time. Mercury gives you the very positive communication skills at this time. So make sure you utilize those skills that Mercury is giving you, and you communicate with co-workers and your superiors, especially as far as superiors is concerned, especially the second half of the month. Make sure you communicate with them and establish very positive professional rapport with them. And this is going to work wonders for your career. Like I said, luck is going to support you in your career. So be at the right place at the right time, say the right things. Now, I do have a piece of guidance or caution that I should say regarding finance. You need to manage or plan your expenses really well. There could be some unplanned expenses that do happen or occur, and expenses are going to be high. So you have to be very cautious about your expenses and financial planning at this time. Stay away from speculation of the risky kind. The plus side is that there's a chance of getting sudden financial benefits of the unearned type. Now, that could mean benefits from the government if that's something that you're waiting for, especially in the first half of the month. And that could also mean some insurance settlements, inheritance, or lawsuit settlements. So those are the kind of things that there's a good chance of getting those settled early on in the month. Good financial management at this time will really benefit you in the long run. So save and plan your finances rather than spend needlessly. As far as relationships are concerned this month, you will meet lots of family members and interact with several people. I already mentioned your communication skills are going to be very heightened and pleasant. So I encourage you to socialize and develop relationships and also enjoy some pleasant time with friends and family. Lastly, but not the least, the main thing about, or the main energy with this month is the ninth house is activated. The ninth house represents dharma and spirituality. So it's a wonderful time to practice spirituality, get connected with your divine. You can either do mantra practice, you can even do some meditation, or get connected to the divine in however you are comfortable. But definitely do some of that. Pisces for October. Pisces, your ascendant ruler Jupiter is still retrograde and it is in your second house. So your continued focus has been on whatever the second house represents, which is your family, relationships, and your finance. Now this month, the 7th and the 8th house are heavily activated by the three planets, Mars, Mercury, and Sun. The positive news is that when the Sun is in the 7th house, it aspects the first house. So you're going to have very good aura and you're going to have wonderful energy and charm, at least for the first half of the month. So you should take full advantage of that wonderful planetary transit. You can meet up with your professional contacts and you can develop key relationships during that time. Don't let that wonderful energy go to waste by doing nothing about it. So this month, there's your 7th and 8th houses are going to get heavily activated by the three planets, Mars, Mercury, and Sun. The Sun only moves in there after middle of the month. So this month is going to be an expensive one for you. So prepare yourself for some sudden unplanned expenses. It might be best to control your expenses very tightly instead of spending impulsively. Also, my guidance is you should stay away from any risky financial investments or any financial planning at this time. If you're a business owner, this is not the month to make any new investments in your business or try to start anything new at this time. The temptation will be great to start new things or start new businesses when the Sun is in the 7th house. But you need to think very carefully before you do anything risky as far as business is concerned. As far as career is concerned, let's just say that the first half is better than the second half. Your relationship with your co-workers will improve at this time. So because Mercury will give you positive communication skills, so make sure you communicate within the workplace very pleasantly, very professionally. And this will have very good long-term benefits in your career. Don't let this time go to waste. Venus is in your 6th house of the workplace as your career. This is a time to develop relationships at work, not burn them. As far as rewards and recognitions or promotions go, unfortunately, you may have to wait a little while or at least another month or so longer for that. Speaking of relationships, this month, at least until the first half of the month, when the Sun is in the 7th house, you're going to enjoy a very positive relationship with your spouse. In fact, if you previously were experiencing some issues, conflicts within the marriage, you may find a lot of improvement in your relationship, your marital relationship. What about if you're not married? So the single Pisces, this is a favorable month for your love life as well. You enjoy good harmony in your love relationship. And if you're single, but you're looking for love, this is also a favorable month for finding someone special. Lots of Pisces people may get married at this time due to the activation of the 7th house. Now, the 7th house also represents business partners. So business partners, you could also enjoy a very collaborative and good relationship with your business partners if you do have a business that has partnerships. If you had previous issues with your business partner, of course, this month also brings a chance of getting along very well together. Make sure you talk things out with them and iron out any differences with each other. Very positive month to have a collaborative team effort with your business partners as well. Let's talk about your health. This month also brings good recovery from any health issues that you may have had in the past. Although there's a possibility of some digestive issues based on the food that you eat. Also, if you're prone to some skin problems, they can possibly flare up at this time as well. With this, I come to the end of my video. I hope everybody has a wonderful month of October. I wish everybody well. And for all the Hindus that celebrate these October festivals, have a very happy Dasara.